gotta dance for the.
All right, but that's later. Anything we have to do right now?
Yeah, right now. And oh yeah, you gotta give the hand a piece of paper too. Get a piece of.
We have to go to the moon tier and then get that to transfer.
No,
for
you
the
already.
deed.
I think you already did the moon. Your side quest and just paper for that.
Did? Huh?
You already gave out all the deed. That's to doesn't give you a deed. Gives you money.
Did I do? Yeah, you know, I think I did, yeah.
That was like the last thing you did.
So yeah, I don't think we have paper. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I don't know which video it was that someone told me this, that they're like, you could give like the deed paper to the bathroom, or what I like to do the face quest for the expensive mail and then give it to him.
Yes, you actually can't do that.
It's such a dickish move.
It is a dick ass move. Both of sisters. Well, that's her name. That's her name.
Can't wait for this. Can't wait to fucking this game to be over, and finally we could do the superior game, Skyward Sword.
That princess.
Skyward Sword. I never heard of a thing called Twilight Princess before.
Alright guys, I'll see you later.
Alright, I posted it on Twitter and everything now. Yes. Just recently too, fucking I think I posted the Book Fables Let's Play of one of the episodes. I'll make the other one later, and then I'll record some more. Even that game as well, the social circles, like, man, we're almost done. There's literally no other quests. I know there's some that open up after the story is over, but it's still like, man, it's like almost done after all this. Oh, Ria, hi Ria, how are you?
I'll say, hey Ria.
I don't talk in your server much, but I frequent there so much, I realized. I always look at fun posting because goddamn the memes you guys post, I was like, why? It's so, you know what, Ark, you know what? Let me show you one of them.
Show me.
It's how to get hired in Blizzard. It's so.
Oh my god, that's amazing. But it's so true though.
Oh yeah, I love it so much. So yeah, it's been, I mean, games on point.
I join you.
Can I make an invite for you if it's okay, Ria? Oh, I can't make an invite. Never mind. Okay, so I think right now
we're on the clear right now. We're kind of like in a clearing.
I could do the horse race. That doesn't take that much time, I think.
Doesn't, but there's no point.
I think that's one of the few times you actually make a life a little worse for someone.
Pretty much. You just make it better. But right now, you already beat the Lake Bay Temple.
Yes, Great Bay Temple. So we can do Stone Tower.
I don't remember if there's anything we could do like at Lake Bay.
Let's go into the game since I'm gonna be playing. We have time. Okay, it's the fucking.
Let's start
Every time now I think about having time, I think of The Incredibles. Me like, yeah, I have time. From the intro.
Waiting for how long did the first one keep out?
Wait, are you talking about the dates of the
movies?
Incredible. I don't know the date exactly. I think it was like 17 or 12 years.
It was like 15 years.
Something pretty long, yeah.
Mhm.
DM do the other. Oh, this week for later. It's funny. Oh, did you do it right now? Let's see. Oh, I seen this one though. This one's great, but I've seen it already. Here, Ark, I'll send it to you.
Show me.
Name a more disgusting duo. We'll wait.
It's in the blizzard.
I haven't seen the one in your server, but I've seen this one before.
Yeah, Cody, you did see the rough sketch on I know I'm doing right.
Yes. It is a beautiful Eddie. Is it like you're crouching down again, like it looking down on you? Because it's
He's crouching
showtime.
down and looking down. Yep.
Okay. So, oh my god, I'm so glad I have the moving the faster moving menus, because god, going back to Ocarina of Time was it was something. Left, right,
Oh,
left,
that's right.
down.
It did took a look. Well, it's because remember in the Majora's Mask had the
There you go.
added power of the red memory pack shit.
Yes, well, yeah, I know that's the reason why it's a lot, you know, it's powerful and all that kind of stuff. I'm still gonna complain that it's slower. I'm still gonna be like, yeah, this was faster.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if you. Yeah, you could just straight up beat the. And
Jamming
also
out.
afterwards, you're gonna. I think you already played the song of Storm.
Oops.
Older brother, right?
Yes.
Hola, Cachito.
Cheetah here? Hey, Kachita. And you know what's really weird, Ark, about that multiplayer session Zelda thing?
What?
We, like, I think I even told you a few times that I wanted, like, an MMO that, like, had that feeling of just chilling out with friends, no worrying about, like, objectives or you know, gacha or anything like that. Like, Genshin...
Isn't that kind of like Minecraft in a way?
But that's a sandbox. That's the problem.
I guess, but
Eventually, I need to reverse.
yeah, you're gonna have to flip.
Minecraft is I have to do this puzzle again. I forgot about that.
I can puzzle you.
Anyway,
all you have to do is push the one in the middle, and then you should be able to shoot.
okay.
Forget about that one. Just go.
So yes, Minecraft is a sandbox, which, you know, you there's a few choice locations and there's trading and all that, but you know, it since it's revolved around building and, you know, changing the world, making a house. I wanted the mentality of more like you could just buy a house. It's all about money, you know. It's all about leveling up, getting better strength. That slow progress towards becoming stronger. But at the same time, some people could say Genshin Impact or something similar to that. And again, it'd just be like, yeah, but there's I think like two main reasons with Genshin. Not that it's a gacha, but it is a oh god, what am I trying to say? Multiplayer is not MMO based, you know. Like, yeah, you can invite friends, but they can't earn anything for themselves. Like, they can't open chests, they can't do side quests on their own.
They can.
Hey, Jotail, how are you doing? What was that?
They can collect items from.
Yeah, they can't. I didn't say they
Oh,
can. They can?
Can.
Okay.
Just can't, or they can't grab chests, but like
Yeah.
regular items, like collection points.
Yeah, they can collect those, but like I still wanted that sense of they could collect like treasure chests and stuff, and you could trade it in because, you know, your friends and all that. I realized I don't have a magic potion. Oh well.
I have to buy the magic.
I think I'll still be fine. But yeah, that's just one of the things that it's like, yeah, I want that feeling of like all together. It's just chilling out, hanging out. You're not grinding for. I think the other thing with Genshin, of course, is the accessibility of the limits of the world you can explore. Like as a beginner, there's, you know, the leveling system. You can't face certain enemies, not because you're not skilled enough, but because you're just not in a high enough level. I mean, that's fair for an RPG standard, but that's what made the what you call the Zelda multiplayer thing so interesting, because yeah, we were in areas we couldn't go, but that what's made it fun. The risk of like dying as youngly in these old areas, the risk of going into a dungeon, going into a small room. Let me collect this really quick.
Yeah, you might as well.
Going into a small little dungeon like the Deku Tree and being like, oh, this is the fire temple.
And I mean, we can't do that. Hopefully my computer should be strong enough to run that.
Have you run the Zelda emulator on your computer before?
I haven't really ever.
That might be a problem.
Yeah.
Or not.
I mean, Code, you can send me some money if I could buy a new one.
I don't have that much money. If I did, oh shit. If I did, I'd have a better computer like ages ago, rather than like a couple of years ago. I wanted one since a better computer since I was 12 years old, and it took until like I was 16, I think. So it took a while. But yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah,
Like I said, I like the concept of the boss fighting, but it takes forever compared to
yeah.
the one these guys. It takes so many punches from him, and like, why did you add more health to this?
Missed the point of the boss being on a time limit, or the world being on a time limit. The bosses are fast for a reason. But you know, they didn't know. They forgotten what the point of the game was a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. They forgot. They actually didn't really know why people.
And that was like the person that even made it. They forgot.
Yeah,
like,
he was like, yeah, he said that in an interview. Like, he doesn't really know why people like this game. I think that's why they're like thinking out that we're crucial to it.
Mm-hmm. And because companies don't let, you know, insights of the game development, we will never know, because, you know, that is not what I wanted to do. I wanted the bunny hood. I wanted the bunny hood.
He wanted to look cute.
There was a sense of like a little bit of a community where even if it was just 4 people, me, Paul, Nato, and Trist, of just being like, oh, what should we get? Should we get this? Should we get that? Because our items are shared. So when I go into a shop, it was exciting to be like, oh, there's the fire tunic, and then there's the I think like magic meter. Which one should I get? Because I can only afford one. It like felt like an actual like helpful thing for everyone. It's like, hey, what should I buy for all of us, not just for myself, you know? In stuff like Genshin and stuff, it's all pretty much only about you. You don't work as a unit other than fighting.
No, like I said, you only invite people to kill them during bosses.
Mm-hmm. While in Zelda, we were just collecting items, trying to find different rooms where things are. That was entertaining. Can't lie.
Yes. Oh yeah. Nighttime. I mean, as side quest. Make sure to play the music.
You mean dance?
Play the music.
What do you mean play the music?
Play all the instruments.
Oh, on the night bar, yeah.
Yep. And then but before that, after that, you should go check on the puzzle system. Dance.
So much stuff to do.
I mean, you did pretty much the bulk of it already.
That's true. I'm still so surprised this save file eventually had a use, even back then.
I mean, I'm surprised it was how close it was to actual.
That was, it was just really shocking. Like it's weird that I stopped there before the Stone Tower Temple, the same way the stream like we brought it back up and then realized, oh, the emulator bugged, and that's when I got the other like, wait, I know how to fix this.
EU emulator.
And somehow that was the solution. This game is magical.
Everyone lives happily ever.
That is not what the game is about, and you know it.
I know.
There's Crimea.
If you actually do the right, this kind of is like happily ever after.
Well, technically speaking, the game does have a happy ever ender, even if you do it or not in the credits. Thanks, Cachito. Chair is still doing his he's currently in a hosting tournaments in a convention.
What kind of tournament?
The mini games. They did Smash, they did Mario Kart 8.
Wait, what convention is?
What's it called? Oh, they rated Chair. Give me a sec. Sorry, Chair rated Voxandria. That's why I had their channel opened, and so I was weird to see that I had it on Voxandria. It's like, oh no, they rated. Right now I can't see what the con was, but he was doing that.
Cool.
Okay, I don't know what to do now. I guess we'll just wait.
I still need to play Smash against Cher though. You need to tell him that he.
You tell him that.
Try to, but he won't listen.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess we just wait it out right now, actually, then.
Yeah, so actually right now you can actually skip forward. That time.
Okay, really quick. I just need to make sure. So when we get there, we need to quickly...
Oh yeah, that's right. We still need Cafe's thing, so go back to Cafe's house.
We'll be just in front of Cafe's house, then quickly get the pendant, then deliver to her as fast as we can, then go to Romani.
Let's go.
Alright. You don't understand this stuff as a kid.
It just shows how innocent he's.
He's slain the dark root of all evil, and he still doesn't know what love is.
I mean, how do you expect him to learn love from killing?
Fair. Good point. Good point. But even still, you know, love and Link and Zelda, they have to be shipped eventually. Someday we'll have Tingle's Dating Sim 2, where Link is a playable character.
Link's a player.
You played, or you seen the first Tingle's Ruby? I forgot what it called. Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. That's what it was.
Rosy Ruby Land.
Have you played it, or you just seen it?
I see less.
I've only seen, I think, Peanut Butter Gamer talk about it.
Butter Gamer?
Yeah, Peanut Butter Gamer talk about it. So I've only seen it from his footage, and I haven't played it or like seen a full walkthrough. But it's like interesting. I like the concept that everything is based on money.
Tingle was a puppet. For a good reason.
I think he was just like, I don't think it's because like people don't like Tingle. It's just that I think it's not like a common thing for.
But let's face it, it's a part of it is everything.
Okay, here's what I think. In Japan, like Tingle is a stereotype of some kind, you know? Okay, but in America, we don't have set stereotype. We have like, you know, the deadbeat, but that's like in not sitcoms. That's like in Family Guy and in The Simpsons. They're not, you know, anime or video game based. They're just like, oh, they're lazy, they just want money and that kind of stuff.
They want them.
So in that like case, did you meet him? Yes, I did. Give me. In that case, we just don't have that. We don't have that stereotype. That's why it was just like
people don't like him that much.
I do like him. I do like Tingle.
Yeah, I mean, he can be entertaining, but people don't like the fact that he's a weird, man. He's something.
I don't know. I don't think that's the case.
I know. Really trust me. I was just a old man.
Hmm.
That's just me though.
I guess.
The Resident Evil comic actually. You
Okay.
never played Hyrule Warriors.
No.
Well, in that game, there's two. There's like or something called Sia and Lana.
Oh shit, that's right. I have to do this again.
Roll fast, motherfucker, fast. Roll. That's you can't, motherfucker.
Good thing I have full magic.
Dude.
I ended up doing this twice. I can't believe it.
At least we know when you make it in time by doing it.
That's true.
Like I said, there was a comic of like Sia and Lana used to be one person, separated because they both had a crush on spirits.
Sia and who?
Sia and Lana, they used to be one person. They used to be like overseer of everything. Then they had a crush on.
Okay.
They knew they can't get with him. Well, spirit is bound to the goddess, Hylia.
Like a bitch.
So they separated because Ganondorf's influence affected whatever that genocide became made to Sia and Lana. Show you the picture. Barely made it.
Oh god, that's being picked up by the mic.
I would like a right, mommy.
Did you hear the car like racing or whatever in the background?
I did not hear. No, actually,
Okay, I think it did pick up on a stream though, because you know Discord has the suppression stuff. I'm gonna be grinding up on Chair G table channel points because God knows he doesn't stream this much on his own time. I need to visit them someday when like they have a convention or something maybe, so like there's something big to do, and then I can like help set up like some tournament or something, because it seems like really literally every convention they go to they have to help out in something. They can't just enjoy it on their own.
that's just how it is.
I just find it funny. That they literally had times where no one would like host something and they have to be the ones to do it. It's like if they were worse people and didn't host it, what would the tournament like? Would it just die? It would just like whatever that league of tournament is, it would just die. It would just never happen. The amount of carry that yeah. You know that Splatoon post, like in Splatoon 1, the Meverse posted like my arms are so buff from carrying my team or something like that.
Yes.
It's so funny. But that's like Chair, Maple, and anyone else that's with them in a certain con. It's just always like, you know, like you don't have to do this, yet like they always help out on something. The only time, you know, that didn't help out in the con that when I took the trip with them was because that was their vacation. They were trying not to do anything like that. Yes, I understand now. Now it's time to murder.
Okay, I found a few comics that in Hyrule Warriors, the original Hyrule Warriors, like there was Link, like the Hyrule Warriors Link, and then there was Torino Smash, but there was Master Link.
Oh yeah. I wonder if they'll use the female Link someday.
Linkle? They actually did.
Well, no. Well, yeah, okay. They used her. But I wonder if it would be like a mainline, more, you know, traditional Zelda game. I just thought, like, but she wouldn't be like named Link. It would just be Link, but you know, but just female. But they'll still like use the hairstyle. Oh no, the hairstyle would change because Link's design always changes too. I do wish like for other Zelda games eventually it would break tradition again with Link's character. Like I want that old man Link with the cyborg or cybotic arm. That is cool as shit. I wanna play a Zelda game with that. All right, Kamiya, please do not give me money. My wallet is literally full. It's very big, but accept my thanks.
Not full.
Hell yes, nice.
Yes. Yes. The mighty
You
sword.
did it. You helped Kamiya. You feel all warm and fuzzy inside. You could get used to this.
Anybody can, man. Like that's like it's such a heartwarming. It's like yes, it's kind of like it's just such a heartwarming, such a heart. Like he just like it.
Of course I like you. Of course you like it. You know you like it.
Of course I do.
No, the bar isn't opened yet. So I guess we just wait for the bar to open. Yeah, I literally can't do anything else. That's a little bit later.
Okay, so I found 2 comics saying like Sia Fauna. Oh yeah, actually before you go in there, you might as well go do the dance first and then come back to her. Come back to
The dance for the girls. Yeah.
It is gonna take a while before or let you.
Mm-hmm. I think I like that scene, not because it serves like a big purpose, but it's just like a good show of like, well, you're still a kid and you deserve like a good hug.
Yeah, like exactly.
Also, yeah, I think it's a little even deeper knowing that like Link doesn't have any parents. He grew up like a Curie, so he never had to experience that.
You ever received a hug like that.
Oh, gotta be all serious.
Imagine just dancing. Imagine the dancing in front, behind the people.
What I don't get is that you go in front of them to dance, but then the cutscene flips them around. It's just really funny. But yeah, I do like the Kamiya scene.
Actually, I really did like that. It's such a cute.
Let me up your volume a little bit more.
If you look at his arms, he didn't even hug back. He was just that shocked that he was receiving a hug like that.
Well, we're gonna have to consult the manga. I wonder if the manga.
The manga doesn't have that scene, but he does get hugged by.
So you read the manga?
I have, yes.
And he doesn't hug Carmelia? Damn.
He does not get hugged by but he does get hugged by
I'm a protest.
Andrew.
I want to fucking protest.
He does get hugged by Andrew though.
That's called NTR.
In his Deku form.
That's NTR. And I want to talk to you actually.
Sure, I want to talk to you.
I meant the fucking. The manga version of Zelda promotes NTR. You heard it here first, folks.
It was only a hug, so.
Oh no! We can't do that. We're not married. Mikko, please grab my hand.
No, man. It's so like freaking like. Why Miku of all people and like just.
Oh, the chest is still there. You know what? Do we need money for anything?
Really, we don't. I mean, unless you're trying to go for the last the harp piece that has like the deposit money, which I don't think you are.
Might as well.
Might as well go to the shop and see if there's anything in there. I guess.
No, I know. Yeah. I already know what's in the shop. It's the shop of terminal or the clock town. There we go. I'm so happy of how fucking much money I saved up in Bug Fables because, God, I think if I download Bug Fables on Steam, I can go to the bank and see how much money I had on hand because I never deposited in the bank. Paul, I think, told me not to do it. But then for the Let's Play, I did do it because I heard it boosts up and stuff. Like, you know, I forgot the fucking term. Interest. It gains interest over time. So then eventually now that we finish with a lot of the side quests too.
Huh.
It capped over 500, and that's when you get another reward that increases the interest. And it's just like, huh, I didn't know that was the thing.
I didn't know things. What are you talking about?
Eventually, there became a time where if I were going to uh, yes, there
I like
became
to
a
play music.
time where like if I was setting up like streaming and stuff or recording and stuff, and I had to like look at a wiki or go out to check on something really quick, I would legitimately just be like, you know what? I'm gonna leave the game unpaused or unfrozen in the like turned off or on sleep mode, and just let the game running, just so I can get more investment on the money currency in that game.
It's a good strategy, right?
It was in a wiki page actually. I think like literally the wiki would tell you like, hey, this works.
Hey, wait.
There was that way to make money, and then there was. Let's see. I'm trying to remember.
Remember?
It, there was the bank just waiting out for the investment to build up. There was a spider you could give items to that would give money back. And I forgot the third. The third one was playing the minigame card game that I showed off. That I played online with some others too. I still can't believe like there was an online version of that on the web browser, and then I finally convinced Paul, Chair, and Mirith to play the card game.
All right, so I found a couple good pictures, but like I said, these two characters who actually have a crush on Link and all that. And when they added Young Link to it, these just came to mind.
Showtet material.
Not really, no, it's not really family material. Like, actually, I haven't really thought about looking at it, but like this is like little comics and little cons.
That's where it always starts. Chair, the fucking arc. I thought of Paul because of Cookie Runner.
And then you thought of Cher.
Yeah. Cute comics. Remember, by one Google search, your life will change.
Just give the Kutu comics a read. They're actually pretty funny.
I will. Right now, it's saving the world time.
Yeah, so Sia's the one who's like the dark skinned one, and Lana is the blue haired one. They usually were one being. Isn't it funny how the Gorn has like all list of freaking spotlights?
Yeah, I think we've been over this too before. That the size of the
Spotlight.
spotlights are like in reverse of size for the characters.
Weird. This is such a good song too.
I really wonder why the creators that made this game. Well, maybe it could also be that maybe the director wasn't the one that added all the stuff in. That he only oversaw it. He only saw it as just a remix of Dungeons.
What do you mean?
Well, just because you're the director and you oversee everything doesn't mean you know everything the game's being put in. That's why that one person. That's why that person snuck in story bits in Link's Awakening and stuff.
True. You got the ugly mask in.
And made someone happy. So yeah. So technically thinking, specifically saying, maybe even though the director doesn't know because he didn't know that when making the game, he only saw it as just, well, remix the dungeons and world and stuff, and that was kind of it. He didn't realize like the dialogue stuff and the text stuff. Maybe that was just handled by someone else.
Let's see. I think the only things that really are important right now is getting the Keaton mask from the dude, and I guess the cafe side quest now.
That's it then.
Pretty much it now.
We can't give paper to that guy. We did the dance. We did the mailman. Well, we're not probably gonna.
You might as well just like let it run for a bit to take a time to read those comics I sent you. Pretty funny.
Oh no.
But
I just realized something. Okay, so
Granny.
first of all, we never got the piece of heart from this. That's why it's not there. So in this file, we never got the piece of heart, though during stream, I think we did.
Yes, we did. So it's fine. It's fine.
Here's the thing that sucks. First reading the comics, it's nice. She has some outfit. She has a mean the dark skinned girl. She has some outfit.
Dude, she was created by Team Ninja. They're famous for that.
Team Ninja,
Team Ninja.
which
The
is
people
who?
who, the people who made the Dynasty Warrior games. If you've seen the costumes from that one, understand.
Okay. So I realized we got the mailman hat, which was achieved by giving the mailman the mail. And if we gave the woman the mail, we would got in a bottle. So if the first time through we have given the mail to her instead and not to the mailman, then I could have just given that hat to.
Paper?
I could have given the paper to the mailman and we'd get both because we did this cafe side quest twice anyway.
I see.
Oh well. All right, we're gonna just rush through cafe's quest.
Just rush to it. Technically, you don't really need to get the Keaton mask from the guy, but
So we have to be here on afternoon, right on that time, right? And that's the last thing. That's the only thing.
pretty much, yep.
All right, let's skip time then.
Time skips. And then I like how Lana is like the one who just like loves giving young Nick a hug, the one with the blue hair. And
You ever met anyone like that actually that like is a hug giver? They probably
I don't
died
know.
during the fight. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, the one where she's like dressed up as a Skull Kid. That's an actual costume in the.
I remember
game.
seeing like the videos and stuff about it. Okay, yeah. So we just head to Stony Tower, or the Ikan Canyon. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say? The Yeah, what was I trying to say? You messed me up, Ark. Hug givers, yeah. So have you ever met or know someone that really gave a lot of hugs and such?
Yeah. A time ago, back in high school.
I had someone that gave me a hug in college, and that kind of put me on edge a little bit.
Is that?
Mainly because of past history, and it was also just because like, okay, this is giving me some flashbacks. I do not welcome this.
Yes. Your past history, yes.
But even still, like, I think the only times that has happened has been like from romantic reasons. Oh god, how long?
like
This is gonna take like an entire cycle, isn't it? I can't.
you might as well just pass.
Can
just
I
fast forward,
skip
like I said.
time? Can I skip
Can.
time?
You can, yes, you can. Okay. Can't skip it to the nighttime.
Let me equip the stone.
Surprisingly, the door actually stays open for a pretty long time.
Aaron's Bunny, hello. We're not doing Minecraft sadly today, but we're doing Zelda. We're finishing up Majora's Mask for real this time.
After this side quest, we see in the side quest we will beat Majora,
While saving
saving the world.
Yep.
Beep boom.
You got a ton of the what was it? I forgot her name already. Vox Andrea's Vox Andra emotes that spins and has the
those ones.
yeah. But I had to stop myself because one, I forgot the name, and second, I think I kept saying Vox Andrea and not Vox Andra. That apparently became a joke. Did I tell you about this?
No, you haven't.
So like I mispronounced. I kept thinking Vox Andrea's name was Vox Andrea. It just sounded more natural than me.
Huh.
So I kept
Vox
thinking,
Andrea.
yeah, I kept thinking, and I kept saying Vox Andrea, and she claimed like she told me to like I'm saying it wrong or something, but I never, I've never, I don't remember that happening, and like even after a while, I wasn't like repeated again, like, oh, it's not this way, it's not this way. A few people, I know, did they? I didn't pay attention, I didn't notice.
I guess yeah. I guess a lot of people told you, Cody.
So it became this, I guess, joke or something that I kept saying her name wrong the entire time. Oh my god.
Cody, you messed up.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was the like little pool scene we had, where then Vox Andrea said it again. No. It was the fact that chat was saying it. Chat was repeating Vox Andrea in that spelling, and again, that's when I asked about it, and then I got revealed the answer.
After how long?
I fucking don't know, and I don't want to know.
Classic Cody moment.
Yep, certified Cody moment for sure.
Certified Cody moment. Has there been any arc moments in particular?
Anytime you're horny,
I
so all the time basically.
mean, in the series, or even in the last, even in the Ocarina of Time series.
Oh, many times we talked about Shotas and big boob girls and everything.
True. But I mean, like more like kind of like the Gear moments, but like kind of fuck up a bit.
What? Gear
Like
moments?
you. So like you mess up. That's your Cody moment. Like, have I ever messed up?
Well, you're only. Oh shit. Your like mostly role is like just telling me what to do, so I doubt it. If there was a mess up for you, it was just getting like information wrong of like what an item is or where it is.
Yes, I guess.
What was-
Remember, push the one that has the red out of the way. Then walk onto the red, and then push the other block on top of the yellow.
It's shaped as a heart, but in this case, it's Majora's Mask, so maybe not the best.
I mean, Majora's Mask is pretty much the shape of a heart.
Because it is made of love.
Oh, if you look up, you can actually still see the door up there.
What? Oh,
Look above your
yeah, it
hearts.
is. How do I get rid of this again? Oh, just grab this over here.
Grab that and then push.
Fucking love his bitch slap thing.
Yeah, he has a little bitch slap type of attack. Up, Link. You have like a minute left.
I like the second you stand on the button, you can see it for a frame be right there for the
It's like
cutscene.
teleports there. It just fucking teleports.
Yeah. And there he goes, running.
Running down the mountain.
I am Speed. I did not expect to see a Cars intro again, or at least a parody of it. What?
Bro, I remember watching this video. Like, I don't know, it's an older one, but I just remember it. Like, you seen that video where this dude's like, "Hey Jimmy, what's wrong? Lightning McQueen fucked my mom." Ah, buddy, you know Lightning McQueen's not real. Jimmy, are you sweating to me? Did you see Lightning McQueen hiding behind the trees like, "I fucked your mom, shit lips."
God, oof, damn it. The parody I've seen of the Lightning McQueen Cars intro was Soundsmith has a video called like a man's guide, so he did a weapon that gives you a speed boost, so he did the Cars intro. I'm gonna stand near a table and you can't do shit.
That's kind of rude of you, Cody.
I'm saving the world. All sins will be forgiven.
I mean, that still doesn't make it not rude though.
Did you like the movie Cars? I know a lot of people say it's the worst Pixar film, but I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the.
It's definitely not intelligent in the slightest,
No,
but
no, definitely not. Definitely
it's
not,
still
but
fun to watch.
It's enjoyable. Yeah, it's enjoyable to watch. Enjoyable to watch. I don't know about Car. I never watched Car 2, but I hear just too much bad about it. Car 3
I've
was just,
seen it.
eh.
I've seen Cars 2. I remember watching. I remember the plot. It's kind of insane.
Peter becomes like a freaking super spy or some shit.
Yeah, the plot is following around like this super spy stuff and all that, and it's really, really dumb. But at the same time, it's also like really, really funny because of how dumb it is sometimes.
And then the third one, I just heard it was just that like little bit less than okay. It was
They said it was better, but I still I actually didn't like it as much.
I mean, I heard they gave like Lightning McQueen like freaking what's it called, to development because he realized that he's becoming like elite.
The big issue is that it should have been played with humans or some other kind of character that gets behind the wheel instead of like actual living cars. But if we pretended the movies had like actual humans in them, then yeah, it would be a it's an interesting plot line. I don't think I like how the movie executed it though. Is the thing.
Yeah, this is
It's always the execution. The idea could be perfect, but if the execution goes off, everything is ruined.
It's always the execution. You always have to consider the execution of things.
And that's why Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Bodhi.
Okay, in fairness, the same can apply to Patapon 3. I'm serious. The execution of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the same problem that Patapon 3 has in reverse order. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has a great story, but the way it's executed is kind of a bit confusing at times. Because the main... Or maybe not confusing, but kind of like a little off message sometimes. We've been through this before, so I don't think I need to repeat myself. Just throwing that out there.
I don't think we've been to this. Like, I don't think we really talk about this. And like, what do you mean off the message?
The way I see Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a boy learning to what war really means and fighting his own war. That's the world. The world is in war, right? The world is in war, the world is in shambles. But the kid, Rex, still has the idea if he finds this mythical land, everything will be solved. It's a childish story solution. Find the forbidden land and everything will be happy. It's paradise, right?
Yeah.
So then as the story goes along, Rex realizes that things are more and more serious. There's obstacles in the way, and you can't just give up in the middle of doing that. Like, being this like hero that he wants to be is like going through these losses. He's given power that he doesn't. It's typical, you're given power the character doesn't know how to control, but Rex doesn't know how to even like take the steps to learn it.
I mean, he does take the steps. I mean, he's learning to.
Well, that's the story beats. That's the story beats.
Yeah.
The story beats is him learning it, but he doesn't know that internally. Like, yeah, characters would tell him like this and that as the plot moves along, but that's the thing. He first doesn't know how to use it to an advantage in a way. There's always something that's a little better, and he doesn't take the smarts to take advantage of what he has until other characters kind of put him up, or he has to face with like when push comes to shove. All that is great. I just still think it's kind of like a bit. I just don't feel like as watching the story unfolding, it doesn't encaptivate me as much as it could have been. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna grab this. I'm just gonna go loot you. It's end of the world. Just gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Now, Patapon 3, and I know I ranted enough about Patapon 3 during the micro stream, but let me explain. Patapon 3 has a really good story, has a lot of characters, and the music is really good, but the gameplay sucks so much. And it's hard to keep playing because of it. As Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is hard to keep going with the story, because, yeah, sure, the gameplay might be perfectly fine, and it's really fun and engaging. I'm not the one playing it, obviously. But the story didn't captivate me to keep playing, or to keep watching. Patapon 3 is the opposite, where I like the story, I want to see the characters more, but because the gameplay is so bad, I don't want to keep playing.
I guess for me, it's just like I was just tired of seeing like revenge stories and all that crap, and like I just like seeing like there's a pure-hearted dude just being pure-hearted for like months, and like because let's face it, there's an oversaturation. I mean, he wasn't purely pure-hearted. I mean, he does have flaws.
Like, he's horny.
He wasn't out there just he wasn't out there mostly for himself. He was
don't
doing
ignore
out there.
me.
Yes, and I said that mostly he wasn't out there for that.
Okay.
He liked the girl, but he also his main goal was to get to Elysium. And with Pyra, he gets pretty much two things: he gets the girl, and he gets to find the mythical land for everybody on the planet.
And then he gives up like halfway through, be like a little bitch. But I like that moment, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's a fine moment because it shows that he's still weak despite all that power.
Wish though. I wish. Some might disagree with me. I wish that was stretched on a little longer. I think I said this before, Arc, to you, but there's another game. Have I told you about Iconoclasts or something like the Iconoclast?
I don't think you have.
Okay, there's a part in that game where the world is ending. Despite all you could, the world is still ending, and all the characters of your party and everything literally just give up and just want to go home. And the objective at that point, if you check the menu, is literally just says go back home, and that's it. You just go like walking back and see the destruction around you. And I really wish that was in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like Rex giving up, okay, but I wish there was a moment where like they're in the homeland and his home is like a couple of miles or whatever, like distance away. I wish there was the moment where you literally have to control Rex just walking there. Like can't draw his weapon, can't skip travel, can't do anything. You just walk as he like, and then there's like voices that just go by of his doubts of like giving up and stuff like that. Just to give a little bit of in his mind, you know?
I see what you mean, but people always have complained about those.
I know, and that's what sucks because I love that shit.
People always complain about those sections of this game. So in the end, it's not really them. Developers realize that those kind of sections of games just always get like backlash from everybody.
That's why I'm not gonna judge against a game on something it doesn't have. But damn, I wish that was a thing. I love the black space section it had on the Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I love that so much.
What?
Hmm?
What?
When you go into his mind and he like gets some fears of what the other characters think of him.
Yes, and actually that seeing the fears, actually seeing the actual thoughts of all his friends, what they actually were thinking was amazing. It was like everything, like seeing all his fears, seeing all the shit that he's potentially failed, seeing all the true feelings of his friends after seeing that Elysium was not actually real.
I really wanted
really good.
I needed something to hook me as much as like that kind of stuff. I think what was the other? I don't know how can I express it. I like the themes in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I like it a lot. It just still didn't hook me, and that's the problem. I don't know how or why it didn't hook me. It just didn't, and you know it's like why isn't Cafe coming in any sooner? Please, for the love of God, time is running out. We only have 2 hours left.
Does not come until like the very last hour.
Okay, at least we can have time to chat.
But like I said, like I don't know. There's just a few things wrong with it. I will admit that.
I'm not gonna. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it's wrong with it. I'd say Xenoblade Chronicles 2 story is like, it's a concept that I haven't seen before.
Look, it's a good story. It's a good story, but I'm willing to admit that Xenoblade Chronicles 1 does have the better story. I will admit that.
But you were right last time. It is at first just a revenge story. It pulls you on the emotional strings. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it's more of a character thing. I still don't know why I wasn't hooked into it exactly, but I can still say that I really do like the concept of just, you know, the childish versus the world thing.
Yes, and I like the grown-ups actually helping them along the way, and which I said, like, it's probably my favorite Xenoblade group in the entire series. More than Shock's group, more than Xenoblade Chronicles X's group. That group of main characters is probably my favorite group of main characters, and pretty much in a lot of series actually.
All right, here, picture this. Same thing, except Pyra. What the hell is happening with the?
There's thunder and lightning going on outside. Oh, you can see this.
Okay, same thing, but have freaking, instead of a story of a boy and a girl Blade and stuff, have it be a story of fucking bros. Okay.
There was a concept of that. Like, what if X had Mallows as a Blade? Mithra was the bad Aegis.
Damn, that could have been DLC, Nintendo. That could have been DLC.
That really could have been cool, actually.
Could have fucking had fucking bros there.
Yeah, those bros, like there was a scene of like him, Mallows, and Tor just hanging out in the hospital, like just chatting and shit.
Father-son moment. I want that.
Like bros, yeah, father and son type, or like younger bro and older bro type of shit.
Damn.
Kind of like what Zeke had, what Zeke and Rex had. Much.
But Zeke is like Zeke. He's like on his
Yeah,
own.
that's-
He's fine. He's cool.
Zeke is Zeke though, but like he's still a really good like.
Can we
adult
have the
character.
turtle party member?
What?
Can we have the turtle party member?
Turtle?
Yeah, his
Tortoise?
turtle. Yeah.
No, unfortunately not. But in the game, new game plus, you can actually use his Eye of Shining Justice, where he okay, I shit you not, when he summons the Eye of Shining Justice, Pandora's movement speed goes up 300%.
Ooh.
I shit you not. He is legit swinging that sword at light speed, and it's amazing.
Well, we're here.
And they weren't shitting about it. Like, yeah, this man actually does move around the speed of light.
Oh yeah, I think even Emil was talking about that was actually a thing that how he moved really like anime like in cutscenes was a hint that he was half blade or something like that.
Yeah, because he's half blade, and like, it explains a lot.
All right.
Which explains why he was able to dodge a fatal blow from Jin.
Well, we're here.
We're finally be done with this series, guys.
Any last words?
It was a pretty good game. Still is pretty much.
It's a great game. Fucking the fact that I played it so often, and it's like the game being so unique in the way it's handled. Despite it being less dungeons than other Zelda games, and the fact that it was done in a year with just reused assets, and it still made it feel all unique with like any other game, other game nowadays had reused assets, you would be called out for being lazy and cheap.
Yes.
This game doesn't. When people talk about the reused assets, they say how smart it is.
Yes, and that's what I'm hoping for Breath of the Wild 2. I know you have your doubts, and I do too, but there's nothing wrong with thinking about that.
Sis, tail. The only reason she says sis and not tattle is because then you would realize the tattletale they had.
I don't tell.
Don't speak out of line, stupid fairy. That's it. I won't let things go the way you expect them to.
Whatever.
Even if they were to come now, they wouldn't be able to handle me. Just look above you. If it's something that can't be stopped, then just try to stop it. And then the Uncharted movie started to be in production.
Speaking of the Uncharted movie, like, I'm confused. Is the character that's being played by that one dude like Drake's like, is that supposed to be Drake or Drake's younger brother?
I don't know.
Because by the sound of it, it seems
I
like
don't
that's
even
Drake's-
know Uncharted.
It's because by the sound of it, it sounds like that Drake got lost while on one of his adventures, and there's his younger brother who's trying to find him again.
Maybe. I don't know. All right. Now let's stay quiet
I
and
think I
enjoy
would
the
like that
music.
concept. Amazing, godlike music. There's a better remix for it, but still.
Right. What was the song again? Okay.
Think about Metal Gear Survive. I would like not like to think about that.
Something I didn't mention. Like I had a little bit of I had to force myself not to do a little habit that I developed a little bit. So in the Ocarina of Time multiplayer, they actually changed the bunny hood.
Oh, they actually let you run around as fast as you can.
Yeah, it boosts your speed. Actually, you have it by default. Or no, I don't think
Really?
you still have to get it. But if you manage to get the bunny hood as an item, yeah, you could just equip it and it makes you run faster.
Well, that's awesome.
The only problem is, so I think the deal is that it also the movement speed isn't just tied to gameplay, it is tied to cutscenes. So every time you enter a room or go into a cutscene, it actually gets rid of it for you, and you have to re-equip it.
Oh,
Even if you touch water.
it takes it off.
Yeah, if you at any point you start to swim, it removes it. So the game I guess technically did not have the ability to want to be broken in case he had increased speed, so it just takes it off for you every so often. So every time I entered a room, I had to use the left stick to equip it again, and I kind of was trying not to do that while playing.
Just send me the ROM for it, and I'll see how I can actually connect it to my laptop.
I'll send you the files and the instructions then in a bit. And now with the power of pure muscle.
Power of 4 mighty deities.
And the power of being ripped as fuck. And mustaches. And pointy noses.
Ain't nothing but leg.
It's basically Mike Wazowski, just giant.
No, I mean, they're missing the one with giant eye, but...
You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Yeah, you gotta take off your entire body, just have your head, you only need head, arms, legs. Peak performance right there.
Only the necessaries. Heart, lungs, what's that?
All you need is just brains. And over matter.
It stopped. It did it. It stopped. Sis. Tail. Good, we made it in time. Giant Skull worked on the Skull Kid. Hey, Skull Kid, you realize what you've been doing to everyone? Wait, sis, don't be so hard on the Skull Kid. Tail, why are you protecting him? Aren't you mad for him for hitting you so much? The fuck are you talking about?
I mean, he was lonely.
He was trying to destroy everything around him. This is not the same as that lonely child. We can't allow that. The power of the mask made him do it. It was too much for the Skull Kid to handle. It's because he doesn't know his place. On top of having a weak will and no strength of heart, he's a fool. Certainly, he has far too many weaknesses to use my power. Yeah, that's right. Avengers Affinity. Do you want to read Majora's lines?
I would read Majora's lines.
For a second, I thought, does Majora even have more lines?
Has just ended.
Can't be. Then that moon?
Made by me, dipshits.
I'm gonna use my famous move, the Ubula sucks me up.
They're bitches. I'm gonna curl this over the wall now. I shall consume everything. Still kind of bad that you didn't let me do the lines of that dying night or offering a time.
It's been so long, I don't remember fucking man.
Like for some reason you didn't let me do the lines of the dying night in the alleyway for some reason.
I don't remember, dude. It's been so long. Let's just pretend you did. Let's just pretend I let you say the lines of the dying night, alright?
I mean the video's still there and like you did tell me to not do it.
I can just take the video and just edit it. So it makes it look like I let you get. So, really nice detail about this cutscene that I really, really like that no other Zelda game does. You know, Tattle is kind of stubborn. He's just like, I don't want to go in there. And then finally it's like, the sign Taylor being on Sutter, just like someone else I know. And then goes in with Link, which by the way, I still would have really loved if Tail would have joined you as well. So
yes,
you
I would love to
dual fairies.
Yeah, two dual fairies and shit.
Or you just had Tail. I mean, I know best friend and everything, best friend story, but still, it would be really funny and really cool if you had the other one. But also, if you replay this game after this point and getting the credits, you do actually get the cutscene where Tato's just like, all right, I guess we're gonna do this again, and then you know the dialogue changes and everything. It's so
the dialogue
cool.
actually does change, and it's actually really cool. I like that. Right, time to get the mask from the other kiddos.
You just hear barking and people chatting outside and just being like,
Dawa. With the ugly face.
Nice weather, isn't it? Mask, you have a lot. Me too will be a mask salesman, and I'll play with you. Alright, well, let's, giving away the bunny hood last, because, God, of course I am.
get rid of the bunny hood last. That'd be the best. That'd be the best strategy for everybody.
Just watch me as I do all of them except the last one to not give up the bunny mask.
No, I want my bunny mask, but you get the Fierce Deity mask. This is the Fierce Deity mask.
What happens if you actually take one of the... Oh yeah, you can just leave it. Never mind. And then now you have these things here.
And there's a harpy. There are harpies in here too. Can I get them?
Yep. No, yeah, they don't.
Notice how the thing doesn't even tell you time anymore.
I thought it did for a sec. That's why I went up and rang it, because I thought it said like time left 0 seconds or whatever.
No, it just. I think they give you like more discreet hints about how to get the rest of the mask.
In the moon?
When you no, I mean in the main game, but the stones here.
They don't say time. They don't say anything. Even with the mask of truth.
Dude, they do tell you, but they do tell you like more detailed descriptions of how to get the rest of the mask outside of the world.
Oh, let me read some
low.
of them then. Where's the piece of heart first?
Yeah, go to the one piece of art. There might be one just sitting there.
Yeah, there it is.
The heart boy.
This is gonna suck though because we only need one to make a heart container, so the rest of the 3 is gonna fucking just suck.
Be for nothing.
Let's read what this thing says. Seems Cafe and Andrew had the couple. Oh yeah, they literally just say look at the characters.
They just straight up tell you how to get the mask, or the more descriptive about it.
That's cool. As if this game wasn't cool enough. You have to pretty much be at the end game to know all the secrets.
But it's as cool as that one figurine that Paul's gonna get you.
Oh, he showed them to you guys?
That one ice nade using chick.
Yes. He gave me a choice between a like lewd swimsuit transparent thing or that girl, and I was just like, well, if I'm gonna have a display and I'm with family, I think the best would be the one that's clothed, or one that's clothed that I can remove the clothing on my own time. But there wasn't any like that, so I just picked. Okay, yeah, the X girl, I'll take that.
So was it like the same character with the wet sweatsuit?
No, it's a different character.
Who was the character?
She's this samurai type girl, and the one with the swimsuit was the Oni-chan, like the sister character, like the Oni-chan, the kind of character.
Yeah.
The ice girl is the more I want to fucking get in bed with you, so come over here. You don't have a choice, girl.
The forcitive type. What are we having? Want some Buffalo Wild Wings, Cody?
I think I had a bit before. I don't normally get those.
No, I just tell you now because I had to restart the stream on my phone and it was showing me a commercial for Buffalo Wild Wings. Damn, I want some wings though. Oh, this one's a bitch.
But I like this one though.
No, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It is fun.
It's a bitch, but I like it.
Oh, you should have got the infinite magic shit.
Oh yeah.
Got the platinum magic.
Oh well.
Next time. Cody has to do a second run. Just kidding.
Magic drops in the fight, does it? Or actually, I don't think I really need magic.
No, only for if you're gonna use the Fierce Deity.
Oh, fuck.
Only for when he's using his sword beams.
So really, no reason to have magic at all.
No.
All right, let's hope. Let's
doing
hope
that
this.
just to get it straight with, right?
Yeah, let's hope this controller doesn't have drift.
I have Joy-Con drift.
This classic controller doesn't have drift. That would be ouchies.
Oh, there's a drift.
No, that was me still holding the button.
I was trying to.
Me still holding the control stick.
I was trying to make it look like that it wasn't your fault, Cody. Damn.
Because when you bounce, you have to move the control stick in that direction or something like that. You can't just hold it. Or no, letting go of the control stick is the thing, I think.
I think so.
You just let go.
What do
and
you,
Shit.
what do you thought of this adventure with me?
Well, unlike Ocarina of Time where that was a new experience, this is more of just replaying an old classic game that, you know, I wholeheartedly enjoyed as a not as a kid, but like, you know.
I see.
I wish I had the GameCube controller to use for this. Actually, I need to make the room brighter, so give me a second. I just need to turn on the light.
All the lights. Oh yeah, I was supposed to send you this video here. It's actually really cool.
The remote for the lights that help with the VTuber camera doesn't work, so I have to manually plug it in and plug it out.
Oh, that's cool. I sent you a video about Stone Tower Temple. Mostly it's music. Really cool theme that's actually behind the music of Stone Tower.
Yeah.
Boing.
But yeah, like for just playing the game, it was you know, it was just play through memories.
Indeed.
Ocarina of Time was a, you know, first time playthrough, new experience. That was fun. That was enjoyable to experience this like whole classic. And for this, it was just more of like an enjoyable, just chat whatever, and you know, talked about the times we played this game. Because again, when I first seen this game, that was with Shira Conroy's videos. I didn't know this game existed at all.
Damn, like I said, I know about this game since yeah, I told you about Nintendo Capri Suns. The classic, take a dump in the toilet, or the all ever popular. That's okay, mommy.
I did see the compilations of that, but I didn't know about Proton John and Nintendo Capri Sun. I only knew about Shira Conroy. So, but by the time you know, the Runaway Guys, I saw like a catch of the Runaway Guys. That's when I was just like, ah, these guys.
I still remember in Ocarina of Time, in Nintendo Capri Sun's Ocarina of Time, during the point he actually says the N word, not the hard R word, just like just the N word as a joke. But it was funny.
A time where people didn't get too offended over that.
Oh, at the time when people didn't get too offended about it.
Well, I think now it's more of a meme not to say it, more than like an actual problem.
Much. I don't know. I'm not gonna say the number because I'm afraid I don't want him to get potentially canceled over it, so I'm not gonna say the number or the context behind, so people don't look it up.
That's the exit.
That's
no. That's the piece of heart. Nice.
And if you walk into the middle, you should be able to gain enough speed in the middle to get to the exit. Jump to the middle there, actually.
Hang on. What do you say?
I say this. It's like, hey, dipshit! The Great Fairy has a Great Fairy's mask. Who would have guessed?
So what was that?
You gotta jump across over there. You can.
Just this ramp.
You gotta jump across the ramp, stop, and then walk along the bridge. You should be able to make it to the exit. Crazy how I still remember these things. Stop.
What's ahead?
I wouldn't go over there if I was you. That looks. Oh, that just leads you back.
Oh, that's the entrance.
But not jumping, not getting to the portal there. And roll across. Damn it, Cody! One job. I guess you can have a Cody stream without a Cody moment.
And this is why I don't work. This is why I don't have a job. I mess up on such basic things.
Come on, Cody, you gotta get a job. Don't be a lazy fool.
I have a job. It is art and video making and streaming. This is my workplace. I love a Soviet Wumble video when he was saying this in CSGO, like saying like, oh, you guys are being hostile, and like someone named Cyanide is like, you're saying we're making this a hostile workplace for you, so this is considered your work. And then he just goes, that pisses me off so much.
Dude, that pisses me off so much. I mean, that's... God damn it, man.
So, I don't know if you've seen, there's a YouTuber that made videos about wheat tanks. Have you seen it?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, some guy talked about wheat tanks and then like talked about a Kaizo one that was like re-edited. It's not that it's harder. He thinks it was like supposed to be really hard, but it's not hard. It's just rearranged. And then he talks about like fan game tank battles, like tank games that use the wheat tank formula and everything. But then the ending is kind of like really sad.
I mean,
What do I mean?
like, what's so sad about it?
Okay, so like it's like a recording studio, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, let me get rid of the bunny hood. I don't want to give that up just yet. So it's like a Kermit is there or something, and it's like he's done making Wii videos and such, and he's like, want to do something else. But this Kermit puppet is there. It's like saying like, you know, you're really lucky you get to talk about Wii games, that being your career or whatever. And he's like distraught, like, I don't, like, is this just what I am? I don't want to just do this. And then the Kermit, it's kind of like the YouTube commentary, like being like, what, like, oh, you're just stroking off that, like, so popular and stuff. Like, this is your job now, right? This is like your life. I would dream to do this kind of stuff. And it's kind of like, man, he manages to talk like shit face on the YouTube commentators, like stuff like this.
Yeah.
I picked the wrong one. I meant to use the fish. This is the iconic camera one. Oh well. Ow. But yeah, it's like this whole... Like, yeah, he's not doing Wii content anymore, and he knows he's gonna get blocked by some users for this. So he makes this like narrative with the Kermit of people that kind of give you this toxic view of, oh, you have to do this, it's your job now, or we won't watch the rest. And it's like really depressing.
Be like that sometimes for creators, though. That kind of happened with PewDiePie too. Got to the I think to the Friday the Five Nights at Freddy, the one where like they have the nightmares.
Yeah.
Just pretty much, he just outright said, like, yeah, I don't get scared by this anymore. It's not scary anymore. People got mad at him because he wouldn't get scared.
Yeah. It's just the same content over and over again.
Yeah.
Also, this is funny that you need the Mask of Truth to read it when... Actually, do you even need it?
You need it.
Yeah, you do need it. So the fact that you're being told where to get the Mask of Truth when you have to have the Mask of Truth.
That's it. The same thing happened in the Ocarina of Time. Is that when you got the Mask of Truth, one of the freaking stones actually tell you how to get the Mask of Truth. Like, they didn't have it. How the hell am I talking to you?
Do you know the TF2 YouTubers?
Aren't there a lot of them?
There's like only 4 or even 3 now.
Do like cinema type of stuff, or
no? That just do like TF2 content in general. The ones that do like Gmods animations, those are a little bit more. But the ones that purely talk about the game and play it for the videos, that's way less. So there was this YouTuber named like Star or something, or Star. It was like Star with an underscore. And the problem with that person is that he did tier 2 videos.
Get away from him! Get away!
I wanted to blow myself up.
Too bad I wasn't gonna let you. I just did.
So he constantly make TF2 content and stuff. Oh yeah, I need to get out of here somewhere, don't I?
Got a hook shot up there.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's wooden.
Damn it, Cody.
I forget, okay? Anyway.
We get too much.
So when he started to do other content, no one was watching it, and we were like really mad at him for making something else anyway. And it was like pretty, you know, pretty mean, but like to see the effect that it took on him, he had a video where he goes back to TF2 and just goes ranting about that kind of stuff, and it's just like, man, that must have sucked.
It does, man. It just reminds me how, remember, see if I remember his name real fast. Over here.
It was like the way he compared it was like a toxic relationship kind of content, video making and stuff.
Yeah.
And
It just reminds me of Urine's thing. Remember?
but that was because he did like lolly content. That's a little bit more like on the controversial
I mean,
side.
yeah,
It's not making like different. That would, in Yomi's case, it would be like if he said he was gonna give up on art and do like 3D animation, or maybe even like some other career change or something. So I don't think that would necessarily apply as much. Oh, nice. But the problem with Yomi was that it was a lolly joke, lolly lewd joke, and that's what got people like a bit like, what the hell, why did you do that, you know?
I said, I feel like people wouldn't be as mad at him if he actually went into the new stuff slowly.
No,
I feel like
it wasn't. But the thing is, he still doesn't do lewd stuff. It's not the fact that he was going to do lewd. It was just the fact that he did it as a joke, and that what people got mad because everyone knew he was more of the wholesome side. So when he just did it as a joke, he just got berated.
Yes, I know it was a joke, but like I said, people feel like people wouldn't be that mad about him if he went slowly about it. I feel like that's kind of what.
No, I don't think that's the thing at all. You're missing the point. It was literally that. It was just a joke. It was not meant to be like, this is what I'm doing now. It was just a joke post of Flandre, and you know, that's just how it ended. It just showed him like how a bit maybe wrong the Toe community could be, and kind of be like, all right, I'm just gonna do my own content from now on.
So stay in the middle. Hold it, and I'll tell you when to let go. Now.
You remember? Oh.
Before that, I think it was like 2, 1, 2. Oh.
Anyway. Yeah, so that was the problem. It was just
They took the joke too seriously.
But it was the fact that it was the joke at all. That it was a lewd joke that would surprise people a lot. Oops. Now, of course, there was the other user that did like the Chen 3D like meme stuff. That in that case, it was more of a that was just like, I'm gonna stop doing the content I've made, period, to do this what's it called? To do lewd content for money. That was what he wanted to do more, and you know, he didn't want to do the YouTube stuff anymore.
It's just how it is. Like, but it really does. I mean, it's a sad realization when you just want to do something else. I mean, we're forgetting about, but let's forget about Yuri's, and I'm talking about like regular content creators in general. Like, they want to do something different, they want something else, but their fans just won't let them do that.
It is also what I noticed, also kind of dependent on what community it is. On Twitch, it's kind of like almost normal that it's, you know, people would stream other games and different stuff and all that. But when you're making like essays or just commentaries or something in that, people kind of like expect you to stick with that, especially if the game they're doing is TF2, which is a dying game. They tie to the game dying or not to the YouTuber. That's why in Soundsmith's videos about starting off, like, he got a question, how do I start off on making TF2 content on YouTube and stuff, and his first advice, his first advice is don't exclusively make TF2 content. Otherwise, when you
Yes.
try to get out of it, you'll be screwed.
He does suck. That's just how it is, man.
Yeah. All right. So, how the fuck do I find out where the heart is?
That's a good question. Let me just
I know
double
it's a
check real
simple. The answer to. You know what? Actually,
Okay, so I found it.
Hang on. I can figure it out. I can figure it out.
fast. Found it.
Hang on.
I found it. No, I found it.
Fine.
Found it. Okay, so you first make a left.
All right. Say it fast.
Left. Right, all the way right, like the right. Move forward. Then you move forward.
Incorrect.
Good.
So let's see. That was right. That was left, right, center.
Okay, it's okay. I think I found the. Okay, I found it.
Left. I'm gonna go left again.
Left, right,
Go right.
left.
I thought it was a lot longer.
Also too.
Yeah, this is the where the piece of heart is.
This.
I could have done it on my own, actually. I don't remember. I really remember in the video share Connor, that took a lot longer. Like there was more paths or something. Because I know the solution is left, right, left, right.
Yeah. Just because there's actually 3 possible ways to find them.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, because
Well,
they are technically connected.
Yes.
Huh, I really
So
thought
for
there
the-
was
for-
more.
So to find the, there you go. You found like those one of the ways.
I know.
but-
I said, I know the solution. It was left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right, left.
Left, right. Yep.
Found me. I want more math? Here you go. Become humongous. Become pirate. And become my precious bunny. Banui.
Paul's precious.
Paul's precious is racing.
And then what is
I can't live without the bunny hood. No!
right? Paul's precious is a bunny.
Alright. There we go.
You are.
Arrows in light. Should we have light arrows? Or just regular arrows?
Regular, but I thought you could just gonna use the Majora's Mask though.
I'm not.
I thought you could just use Deity's Mask.
I'm not.
Huh?
I'm not gonna use the fierce deity. I'm just gonna go in first. Because technically speaking, this would be the first time I would fight it just as Link.
You never fought as Link before?
Nope. We got the fierce deity's mask. Could this mask's dark powers be as bad as Majora's? You're the bad guy. When you're bad, you just run. That's fine, right? I wonder if that's some metaphor of the entire journey. Like, not that we're the bad guys, but more of the perspective of what we're fighting thinks we're the bad one.
There's pretty much like a war. People, it's just like the war. Ooh.
But no, hang on. But there's also the cops and robbers, you know? The like, you run, you're the bad guy. It's not just like war is gray. It's the childish game of, chasing and running. You just run. That's what bad guys do. Not that you do bad things, you just run. Remember your battles. When something resistant would deflect your weapons, what would its backside usually like?
You could turn it to Zora Link, throw boomerangs to get from the back.
Yeah, I could do that. Let's try that. I can't equip the mask.
Oh, because as soon as you get Majora's, as soon as you get here's Deity's Mask,
You can't use the
then you
others.
get mask.
We're just gonna do this as just Link. I like the music here too.
Very slow and kind of somber actually.
Well, it's basically Majora's theme. me use this? Come on. No. Oh, that worked.
Yeah.
Come on. Hey, okay. So when it's spinning, it has its exposed backside for a bit.
You gotta kill these guys.
Yay! What fun, right?
Jeez.
Oh god, the lag.
Bro, this is probably one of the trippiest.
Ooh.
One of the trippiest boss fights.
Let me keep your. Come on, get down there. I think this is one of the more like beautiful looking boss fights in that case. Saints. Speaking in that specifically. I have a shield up, Majora. Shut up. Here, burn. Okay, that was too much of an angle. Whoops.
Not supposed to go at an angle.
I think definitely like this is a bit more of the. Oh. Turn around. Like the background, come on, like it's all rainbowy, it's all glowy, it's just a battlefield on the moon.
It's trippy. It's very trippy and beautiful at the same time.
Nice. I don't have the bunny hood to run over to him. No, they took away my bunny hood. All hope is lost.
Indeed. Cody cannot beat this game. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to be another stream for the beat.
Nice. Phase 1 complete.
Majora's incarnation.
Also known as
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
Okay, that's fair. I like the really goofy Majora's theme. Oh, actually, is it? It sounds similar to the dancer song. You know, the girls dancing in front of the lobby.
Kind of does actually.
Maybe that they were. What the hell? Why did you trip?
I don't know. Maybe because walked over you.
Oh, I meant to jump. I wanted to pull out my sword and then jump.
Get it.
A bunch of arrows. What are you doing? Hey!
The can.
Isn't that the Moscow dance?
Moscow.
I don't know the freaking words. Oh my god, you're way too close. Nice.
Trippy ass fight here.
Probably the most trippy in any Zelda game.
Yeah. This is Majora's Mask. This is like the trippiest fight in the game.
Not in gaming though. I definitely have some more trippy fights from RPG Maker games.
Oh no, I mean in like in this.
Oh, have you ever played Hylics 2? Or seen it? Damn, I should show you part of the. I should show you the game after stream.
Here we go, and he beat the boss. Did he?
So, you know that speedrunner animator that's animates speedruns? That's a great sense.
I see that. Yes, I see that.
You know the music that he plays during this phase?
Wow, that. No, what's the song?
It's the anime of exercising.
Really?
Yeah, there's an anime of girls exercising of muscles, and that's the song he has playing.
Oh my God. Have you seen his latest one of Ocarina of Time?
The latest one, Ocarina of Time? Isn't that an old one?
Oh no, you made that. Or am I thinking of another animator? It's like an animator who does. I'm pretty sure it's the same dude. The art style seems similar.
Is it another speedrun or is it something else? It's like, is it a different speedrun?
Probably a different speedrun. but what's funny is when Ganon, Magnum Ganon appeared, did a parody of the Suavemente song. Suavemente, besame.
Think about battle zones and you had the chance before an enemy was about to attack. Didn't you try shooting it? Yeah, basically. Nay! That wasn't that hard.
Let me show you the video real fast.
I thought that was harder. Ark, you lied to me.
You say it was harder?
I thought it was harder.
Didn't say it was harder.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I thought it was like a lot harder battle because I just remember the line, "How to fight Majora? Press B, press B, press B." But that's game, my boys.
It's the end of Majora's Mask. I found the video. So.
I like how they were like evacuating. They're in the field, so they were like trying to run away as they saw the moon. They did in fact run away.
They all just ran away as soon as the moon was getting closer. So they are cowards.
Oh yeah, that's Terminal Montage. That's someone else. That is someone else. The one that did speed running is Scott Falco.
Oh, okay. But the art style seems very similar.
Fucking. By the way, I didn't know this until he made an update. He made Dawn of a New Day.
Hey, Dawn of a New Day. Oh shit.
He made that Mario like Japanese song in the old one, the old Flash like meme.
The one about Mario RPG?
No, the Super Mario Hiden or something. It's like how gay Mario and Bowser are with Princess Peach. It's an old Flash that's like a really memey and kind of like the lyrics are very, very strange. I didn't know he was the one who made it, and he recently remade it as an anniversary. And I'm just like, oh wait, he made this? So I went back to the old animation, and sure enough, it says by Scott Falco, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, this guy's been here a while.
Jesus, he has been around, hasn't he? And there's the Skull Kid without the black face. To go.
Guys, you haven't forgotten about me? Still thought of me as a friend? They did already give him the Fierce Deity in Triforce Heroes, Errant Bunny.
Yeah, they did.
If you complete the Deadliest Trial in Triforce Heroes, you get the Fierce Deity armor.
No, I mean, yeah, actually it does, yeah. What if it actually does come back and like you actually do become the Fierce Deity, not just a custom? That'd be cool.
Well, in Triforce Heroes, you also have the power, you know. It does give you a big ability. It gives you, like, I think, extra hearts, and if you're on full hearts, it gives you, like, a cross of a sword attack.
Yeah.
Did you save me? I thought they didn't want to be friends with me. But they haven't forgotten about me.
Alright, friendship.
Friends are a nice thing to have, hehe. Could you be my friend too? You have the same soul as that fairy kid who taught me that song in the woods. I know. Let's do something.
Like, I like how he moves there. He's like, I know.
I know. Oh, so the evil has left the mask after all. Well now, I finally have it back. Since I am amidst my travels, I must bid you farewell.
The manga, he's actually portrayed as a bad guy.
The mask salesman?
Yes. Or as a troublemaker, pretty much.
And he causes trouble too, huh? Well, to be fair, he is a mystery, so it's not too off to think that he also causes some of its own mischief.
Yeah.
He could be doing some good or some bad. Who knows? The mystery of a salesman is always unclear. Whether a party be forever or merely for a short time, that is up to you. I like that if he's referring that to Navi, with how long Link hasn't seen her.
Yes. I like that. Dude. He just disappears, which just shows that there's something else, just something up about this dude.
But my, you sure have managed to make quite a number of people happy. The masks you have are all filled with happiness. This is truly a good happiness.
The only type of that he only says that dialogue if you actually collected all the masks.
Does it matter if you collect the Fierce Deity mask too?
I mean, I think so too. I think you have to collect the first deity to get that dialogue.
Who can say whether or not capitalism is good or bad? Fair enough. Also, hi Macdos. How are you, Moktos? Well, both of us has gotten what we were after, so this is where you and I part ways, isn't it? You know, it was kind of fun. Now it's almost time for the carnival to begin. So why don't you just leave and go about your business? The rest of us have a carnival to go to. Ah, Tattle, you're such a tsundere,
tsundere. Yep, she's just a tsundere. I gotta go. Link is so oblivious to it. That's classic tropes.
It's just like alcohol, the cause and solution to all his life problems. Thank you.
Oh.
Good, you love Majora's Mask. Yeah, my bad, Minecraft looks good. Yeah, I didn't expect it to end this way. Oh, wait, does it still say Minecraft? Damn it.
God damn it, Cody.
I'll change that, give me a second.
Anyways, this I had fun playing this with you. I had a lot of fun.
There.
Before we get to that, when Skullkin mentions that you smell like the kid who taught him the song, I found that weird for the longest time because it's like it was Saria who taught him that song. Like, no, he was referring about Saria because you probably still have the scent of Saria on you.
Which is weird because we went through way more. We went through bodies of water. You'd think that smell would go away by now.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make sense otherwise though because it was Saria who actually taught him that song.
That's true.
Here, like I like how Link actually didn't actually go away yet. He's just decided to stay back and play the.
I thought that's why you said this isn't Minecraft when I showed up. Hang on, did you actually say that?
Tricked her, man. What's wrong
Hang on,
with you?
hang on, hang on.
I mean, he does. This whole kid does have a pretty interesting looking snout.
It's not showing up in the chat and Twitch, so I don't know. I can't go back to see if that was true or not. But yeah, that's game. So Ark, what do you think of this game as a whole and in your past when you first played it?
Still love it. Like, well, I said this before, but when I first played it, I just went straight through the story. I did not play through any. I went through little to no side quest, and I thought it was just an okay game. The Zelda game.
Okay.
Now, then after I watched Nataruki Sun's Let's Play of it, and you know he did all the side quests and how impactful the side quests were, I went back and did it myself, and this game is really good. Probably still one of my favorite Zelda games to this day.
I also seen Fisher Conroy, and I eventually got it one day when it was just on the Wii store. It was the first WiiWare ever thing I ever got, and I didn't buy anything else. And this probably was a good reason to do it, because you know this game, it's fun. I go back every so often. It's fun to just go back to this low poly adventure to explore and do all the side quests. It's just fun. It's fun to say that when I also say like I probably replayed Skyward Sword more, honestly, and that's kind of funny coming up because that would be the same thing as Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time I didn't play. Majora's Mask I did play. Twilight Princess I never played. In fact, I haven't even seen much about it. But Skyward Sword I have. Many times. I know Skyward Sword like the back of my hand.
Yeah, that'll be a fun playthrough once we get to Skyward Sword. The next one is definitely gonna be Twilight Princess, and I would love to go through that game with you.
Yes, it's gonna be so so good.
It really is. Oh yeah, fun fact. I actually had the cartridge of Majora's Mask back in the day with the N64.
Nice.
The problem was
You didn't have an expansion pack.
I didn't have the expansion pack red thingy, so I couldn't play it.
Rip. Scouts is the only one on the list I haven't played. Lol. Yeah,
you should keep it that way. It's not a good game.
I will kill you. if you could find, if you have a Wii with Motion Control Plus and all that already have on hand, then go get it on. Get the old one on the Wii. It would be much cheaper than paying $60 for it.
But if you have a Switch and not a Wii, then I suggest go for that version. I guess it's fine.
Yeah, it does have some upgrades.
But definitely get it at a GameStop where it's like been used, where you just get it at discount.
Yeah, because it's not worth $60 for a game that old.
That's exactly how I felt when I played through when they first released Link's Awakening. And I believe that game is still worth to this day. I don't think it's worth $60.
That's a little maybe, because that's like 3D in its own art style. So I think like that's a little bit of an exception, but maybe it should have been priced a little lower.
Should have been priced lower. I'm sorry, but it should have been priced lower. And I was able to find that game for like $30 at a GameStop. I was able to play it, and it was fun. It was actually the first time I ever played through Link's Awakening.
And we can't say Cafe's adult form because fucking the developers had only 1 year.
And even if you hacked the game and actually looked, there's actually no one there. Or if you do the 4th day glitch, this actually does happen, and you just walked up to it and see it that there's nobody there. One of these days we're gonna have to do the 4th day glitch.
No. I think my folks have their old Wii stashed away somewhere. I should go steal it. Have you played Link's Awakening? I never played Link's Awakening. I've never seen Conroy's Let's Play of it.
The remake is fine. It's really good. I like the Awakening.
That moment that not everyone is happy.
You can't always. Not everybody can be happy, unfortunately.
I like this being a departure from Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is also like a happy ending, and this is also like, oh, things are happy, but then at the very end, it hits you.
They hit you with that, like you couldn't save everybody. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
Someone's life was already gone by the time you were there.
It's still sad because Link still hasn't found Navi, his friend.
And he's lost in the woods forever.
Well, not really. He actually does become a knight later on.
Oh yeah, that's true. Cute game. And then Serious song plays one last time.
Indeed.
The end.
The end. This was a journey. This was definitely a journey.
It was fun. I enjoyed playing this game again. There were so many close calls. Damn, I really was scared when I opened up the emulator and the game wouldn't load. I was just like, shit. Damn, I don't know what to do. But that's when I had the capture card, and stuff. So it's just like, wait, though I could play it on I think even I was playing around. I was just like testing it, be like, man, it would be cool if I played it on the Wii U, but too bad. Like I was really just like, well, too bad, like we already have a file going and everything. But that's when I checked to try it out and realized there's a save right almost the same exact state we left it on the stream.
Almost all the same type of shit too. Like it's insane how close that shit was and how much you looked up because of that.
I wish I could remember when I stopped playing around that time, because it's just like I don't get it. The second file is my brother's, so the first file was definitely me, because I used to name all those Zelda games by Link.
Let's remember that you still didn't have a proper capture card for that yet. So
well, I know that too, but it's funny that I left at the exact point when you came back to the point where we had to use the Wii U. It still boggles me a lot that was the case,
I will say this: my favorite Cody moment, definitely when he forgot to get the great spin attack. I scolded him so hard about it.
God, I hated that
I
so much.
scolded you so hard. I scolded you freaking harshly that day.
Because I begin to realize like why isn't like nothing going on, and that's when I remembered
No.
like
No,
oh shit,
you were
that's one
doing
of
the
the
spin
Bears
attack.
awards.
You were doing the spin attack, and I had to point out like, why is it blue? Did not forget the grid. You did. How dare you? I was so. Oh my god, that was a good Cody moment.
Still hate
Any
it.
good moments? Any good moments for me that you remember?
I just liked the Shoda and the Xenoblade Chronicles chat we had with Sylvie.
Oh, that's right.
We had Sylvie a few times. I just like chatting with you, man, all the time at the gym.
It's fun just chatting with you.
You were the first save file sibling. Not always. Like in Paper Mario, you know how a lot of the save files are colored? I'd always take blue because that's my favorite color. So I'm not always like the number one spot. In Skyward Sword, I think the blue is the middle feather, so I take that. Unless I played another playthrough, then I would delete another file. The first color pick counts too. Okay, fine, I guess. Usually when I get a game, I'm the one who handles it first and tries it out.
Indeed.
I can't recall a time where someone else bought a game and they made a... Well, okay, my brother bought the My Hero Academia fighting game, and that's when, you know, I haven't even touched that, so technically he made a file there first. Technically speaking.
Technically speaking.
But yeah, I have to restart the game, right? It doesn't go back to the title screen on its own. This was at the
It was fun, man. I had a really fun time like this. I'm not gonna lie. I think I had a little bit more fun playing through Ocarina of Time with you because like how it was a brand new experience for you.
Yeah, that was a brand new experience. I needed help with you all the time.
I feel like there were better moments in that too.
The blind reaction. That's why I advocate playing games blind. You know, like help is fine, especially in a game that's classic, and I don't want to take the time to, you know, it's on stream and everything. But I wanted to go through Majora's Mask because, you know, it was the next in line, and I really I knew this game in the back of my hand. It's really great.
Which is why I'm so freaking excited when we played through Ocarina of Twilight Princess.
He said Ocarina of Time. We're doing Ocarina of Time game, bros.
People pretty much compare to both games anyways. Whatever.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna play through Twilight Princess, man, and I can't wait to play that game through with you.
We'll have to see. We'll have to try to see. Well, first, let's see if we can get the online stuff working for you, so we can do that with Paul and maybe some other people.
Yes, before we that, we were planning to do Ocarina of Time multiplayer with Paul. Because he never played the game before, and we might as well play with them and show him the ropes.
But not like just watching him play. I thought, you know, what if we were, you know, actually there in an online setting, like helping out?
Yeah. I just need to remember how to connect my controller my Switch controller to the laptop.
It's an official Switch controller? Ooh, that's gonna suck. So what you can do, because I use, you know, knockoff Switch controllers, and that's like a generic controller.
You know, I could actually use a knockoff controller too, because the only way they will turn on by connecting. So like maybe if I connect it directly, I could probably play it through that way.
Yeah, if you can connect a controller that's a knockoff, that would accept the default Xbox controller. Probably connect maybe Steam. I think also connect Steam with the controller, so it uses like Nintendo button layout and that kind of stuff. Because I don't know if it uses that as well as the button inputs. Because connecting an official Switch for those who don't know, connecting an official Switch controller to a computer makes the controller go like wild. It feels like it's inputting every single button at once.
Oh.
And it's really annoying to work with. But if you have just a knockoff, like, you know, an off-brand Switch Pro controller and Switch controller, then it works like a generic controller, and it works well. Game locking up at the end is the game's true ending. I mean, that was all Nintendo N64 games before, you know, GameCube comes out.
Yeah. Just send me like the files and like the instructions and shit, and hopefully my laptop should be able to run it.
PC games should work that way too, yeah. Maybe. You have to force restart the game. Alright, well.
Well then, Cody, it was fun. It really was. It was fun. I'm glad you were able to do partially of the Perfect World run.
What did I miss?
Hopefully one day you'll be able to do the actual perfect world run.
What did I miss?
The fairies, a couple other things.
Oh yeah, I did. God, that would take so much. I'm happy with just this.
All right. At least you did. At least you were able to do part of the perfect world run.
Well, with that being said, it's time to head out.
Head out.
Next time on stream, with Ark, it'll be in a certain Hyrule with an adult Link, and then an even adulter story. That didn't come out.
You
right?
guys did.
That didn't come out right.
An adult with adult Link, a little imp, and a furry friend.
A short stack girl that we're totally not gonna loot or anything like that.
I like her. I like her actual form actually.
Adultery. That sounded really concerning. That's the point.
Oh,
Alright,
that's
see
the
you guys
point.
then.
See you guys then. Bye guys.
Good stream.
Indeed, man. And it's finally over.